I remember when we first met. God, it was like, oh, hey, guys. Hey, guys. Sorry. Hope you didn't see that. Bob here from Bob's World, a.k.a. Shake and Bake. All right, guys, real quick video. First off, it's 2025. January 1st, 2025. 2024 was awesome when it comes to flying drones. I appreciate all you guys watching the vids. I hope you get something out of it, whether it's entertainment, maybe some information. This channel is all about just having fun. It's not for money. It's not for nothing like that. You're not going to see like affiliate links, any of that stuff. And it's just all for me, a creative outlet to have fun. Again, hopefully it brings you a laugh, maybe some information. Who knows? It doesn't matter to me. It's just to have fun. Okay, so 2024 is over. And a quick recap of my journey in FPV. Started off with an Air Mavic 2 flying cinematic stuff, which was awesome. Got the FPV DJI Avata and loved the experience of FPV. And, kind of reached a point where I couldn't do much more with the Avata. And some other FPV pilots convinced me to go down the rabbit hole of, we'll call it real FPV, where you're building your drones and, you got to figure out beta flight and all these things, that sounds so scary and complicated. And that's what held me back. It's like I've never soldered before. I knew nothing about beta flight, different controllers and it was just overwhelming. But, as I went into it, I realized there's a lot of help, right? So a lot of Dadpool, Whistler, these guys, there's so many of you that have helped me out. And I greatly appreciate, even Greg, who I fly with all the time, he's really gotten into like the technical aspects, really helpful. But if I could do it and you're thinking about going down that rabbit hole, you can do it. Trust me. And I have no regrets. I love now that I've gone down the rabbit hole and it's like you get full control of your FPV experience, from the building to the setup to all of it. It is just a great experience. And the plus is that once if you have an issue with your drones, you can fix them. You don't have to send them off or all that stuff. And it's not proprietary in most cases, a little bit, but not like DJI. And I'm not bashing DJI, guys, but where, it's all such control over your flight experience in drone. When you do it yourself, you have control, and that is awesome. All right, so 2025 is all going to be more about having fun, just go out flying, hopefully share, maybe a little more informative, share some information if people have things. I don't know hardly squat. I know enough to fly around and have fun. But for me, guys, it's all about the tiny whoops. Why do I love these tiny whoops? I'm going to do a quick little thing about why I love tiny whoops, in particular, 75 millimeter tiny whoops. I got into the 65, and the 65s rock. And again, I might have been Whistler said, dude, you got 75 is better, right? And I was reluctant, but once he's right, as usual, I tried the 75. And what's so awesome, if you're going to go into FPV, take it with a grain of salt. If you're going to go into FPV, if I could do it over, I'd start with a 75. The 75 gives you this tiny whoop experience. I mean, it's just, I don't have a 65 sitting around here, but it gives you this tiny whoop experience. But the pros to me of the 75 or the 65 is, first, longer flight time. And you might not think it's a big deal going from, let's say, 2 minutes to 4 or 5 minutes. But for tiny whoops, it's giant. So flight time, stability of flying this craft over 65. Believe it or not, 65 millimeter drones, to fly them well, especially if you're going to do some freestyle, they are not easy. If you can do freestyle on a 65 and hit gaps and all that, you're a good pilot. It's not easy. Especially at the low end of the throttle. 75, you got more power, a little more weight, much easier, I think, to fly than a 65. And with the longer flight time, I think it's, those for me are the pros. And they cruise so well. But I got another build coming up where I'm going to amp it up. little more power. But this is the Lux AI all-in-one board, the AI board from HD0. Here's an analog build, which is it's this one. You got to name your drones, guys. So this is a Luxy because the Lux camera. This is the Lilac 75. Obviously, it's purple. But I think 75 is a sweet spot for me, at least now. And so in 2025, more builds of 75s, more flying of 75s. And what I love about the 75 too is, you think, I couldn't fly the 75 indoors. Totally. I think I can fly the 75 better indoors than a 65. And now with Greg, who helped me out with a dial here for throttle control, I just basically turn this dial up here, and you can dial in how much power is going to your motors. And, so if I go inside, I flew last night, I turned it down to 50%, ripped down the house, no issues. You guys think I like 75? I love them. So 2025, more of that, more racing, multi-GP racing with the Quad Squad up in Fargo. Maybe hopefully get back down to Minneapolis to race down there as well. Those guys are so good, man. It's amazing to watch. Go check their stuff out. I think it's Nord FPV. I mean, it's so fast how these guys can rip, man. It's insane. But more of that. And then summertime racing up in Fargo as well. Again, maybe get down to Minneapolis, race there, do some 5-inch. I got to build a 5-inch drone. So that'll be coming. And just, again, more fun. Flying with Greg, who just turned out to be an awesome friend when it comes to, more than just FPV. And I've known him for years. So our kids know each other and stuff. So I hope you guys are enjoying the content. It's all for fun. There's just not a channel where I'm trying to blow up or something. It's just all about having a good time. I thank you guys for the subs, the likes, and all that, and the comments and sharing information, which I find very helpful. It makes me a better pilot and in all aspects of building, setting up, and all that. If you got questions, I respond to them all. I might direct you to somebody else who knows more than me. There's so many great FPV channels out there that really are really good explaining stuff and how to fix things and set them up. But another thing, guys, some of my YouTube videos, obviously, if you've watched them, if you're not, I get stupid silly. It's just because I like to laugh. And I think as I'm getting older, it's like the inner child in me is coming out, and being silly makes me laugh. And I really don't care what people think at this point. It's just all about having fun. So keep flying, push your comfort level too. And I'll say one more thing: get in those sims and practice. Probably the biggest thing that's helped me is obviously the stick time flying outside, but sims, get in there. And if you, I'll answer it in advance. If I think what's the best sim to get better at FPV, especially like acro and freestyle, gate racing, hands down, Velocidrone. And I say that because the other ones are good. Uncrash, Try FPV. I think I got them all. What else is there? Liftoff. All good simulators. But they make it fun to fly, kind of, right? Like they want you to enjoy it, right? In my opinion, Velocidrone doesn't give a rat's ass whether you enjoy it. It's hard. You could fly good in Uncrash, Try FPV, Liftoff, and then you jump in Velocidrone and you think, oh my God, why can't I hit the gate? I suck. This simulator sucks. But the reality is, there's a reason the pros use it. It's because it's probably going to make you, it's closer to reality than you think. That's, if I had to pick one only, Velocidrone, and just go in there, hit some gates, try it. It's going to be hard at first. It's going to be frustrating, but if you can sort of get good in Velocidrone and master it, you will be, I think, light years ahead of someone else who doesn't jump in there and practice. So that's just my experience. If you don't believe me, try it, especially if you're good in the other ones. Go in there and try Velocidrone, and you might be in for an eye opener. All right, guys. Cheers, peace. 2025. It's going to be awesome. All right. Have an awesome day.